Hello guys, and this is Classical Chess Games. We are showing you a great game played in the 1974 Olympiad in, I believe, Nice, France. The two players that are playing it is Anatoly Karpov with the white end. I think this is a player that needs no introduction. World champion, a Russian monster. And on the black end, we have the German Grandmaster Wolfgang Unziker. So, this game, if you looked at the title of the video, is Karpov plays in an amazing. I don't know. He manages to put into an incredible zugzwang. So let's take a look at this game. So, Karpov goes e4. Unziker goes e5. Karpov goes knight f3. Unziker goes knight to c6. And bishop to v5. We all have the we have the Ruy Lopez opening again. We've seen two Ruy Lopez's 3 games, and Unziker goes a6. This is the second game with Ruy Lopez forfeited heads. But let's see how Karpov manages to destroy the German Grandmaster. Bishop a4 and knight to f6. Of course, I forgot to mention another variation. That's actually, I believe, right? Isn't this the old Steinitz defense? Isn't what's the old Steinitz defense? Is this the old Steinitz defense? Yes, this is it. I forgot to mention this. I was talking about variation. It's also an interesting variation. If you were to go d6 here, this is the old Steinitz defense. It's not super popular nowadays, but people play. With a6. In a last video, if you haven't seen it, Mikhail Tal versus Gitescu. Theodore Gitescu. We were also talking about the Berlin defense. The Berlin defense and the Cosio defense. So I'll explain those to you. Let's see. We have knight f6 by Unziker. We have castles by Karpov. And bishop to e7 by Unziker. We have rook to e1. We have b5 by Unziker. And bishop to b3 by Karpov. d6, c3, and castles by Unziker. h3 by Karpov, and black plays knight a5. Same idea as if you've seen in the last video, trying to grab the bishop pair, but since c3 is played, Karpov plays, of course, bishop to c2, keeping the bishop pair, but now Unziker is getting ready for maybe c5, and then trying to put the knight on back, or maybe even going knight to c4. We'll see. Here, Unziker goes c5, kind of controlling the d4 square, yet Karpov does play d4, and queen to c7 by Unziker. Knight b to d2. We have knight back to c6 and already d5, closing the center. Unziker goes knight to d8. And if you can already look, black's position is a bit passive here. Black can't develop greatly. Like the bishop can only go to d7 or b6, but then or b7, but he'll be he won't be doing too much at b6 due to these two white pawns he'll just be staring at. And here, Karpov plays a4, which is very nice. a4, trying to break up this queenside structure that black has made. Here, Unziker goes rook to b8, and Karpov captures. Unziker captures with the pawn, and already b4. Karpov's really persistent here. We have knight to b7. We have now knight f1, maybe playing knight g3, or knight d3, getting the two knights ready on the queen side. Bishop to d7, and bishop to e3 by Karpov, developing. We have rook to a8, offering an exchange of rooks by Unziker. And Karpov plays queen d2. Now the queen and bishop are staring at the king's side, so maybe playing h6 would be a little scary for black, and connecting the rooks. Unziker goes rook f to c8, and Karpov goes bishop to d3. Unziker goes g6 here, maybe. Maybe with the idea of giving breathing room to the king, or because Unziker wants to go to bishop to f8 and then bishop to g7, re-enshadowing the bishop. We have knight to g3 by Karpov, bishop to f8, rook to a2, and already c4. Unziker is closing the position even more. Bishop to b1 by Karpov, and already queen d8. And here, an amazing move right here. This is, as I like to say, a Karpovian move. Bishop to a7, completely controlling the a file. You see, now this rook is actually not doing anything to control this a file. It's very passive, and this rook is very passive. One bishop is not allowing them to really do anything. Brilliant by Karpov. Here we have knight to e8 by Unziker. There's not a lot for Unziker to really do here, so he just kind of repeats moves. Bishop to c2 by Karpov, and knight c7. And now Karpov goes rook e to a1, and he's already doubled up on this a file. This is not very good for black. Queen e7 by Unziker, and bishop back to b1. Karpov's trying to remaneuver his pieces into the ideal squares. Bishop to e8 by Unziker, and already knight to e2 by Karpov. We have knight to d8 by Unziker and knight h2. We have bishop to g7 by Unziker, trying shadowing the bishop, and f4 by Karpov. Unziker plays f6, consolidating, and Karpov goes f5. And Unziker likes this because he can play g5, kind of locking the position, but Karpov shows Unziker that this isn't the best of moves. Bishop to c2, bishop f7, and knight to g3. Karpov's trying to get these knights into the game. And knight to b7. If you notice, really, Unziker is just kind of repeating moves because he doesn't have all that much to do here. Karpov plays bishop to d1, trying to get the bishop in. Because Karpov has a genius plan. He realizes the only active piece, the sort of active piece Unziker has, is, well, take a look. These rooks aren't doing anything. He has control of the only open file in the game, which is the a file. This bishop is a monster. These knights aren't doing anything. This queen is hardly doing anything, and this bishop. The only piece that is kind of doing something, not much, is this light square bishop. It's kind of controlling the h file. It controls this h diagonal. Maybe trying to stop Karpov from getting in, but Karpov not do. We have h6 by Unziker and already bishop to h5. Unziker plays queen e8 and queen to d1. Karpov wants Unziker to take his bishop. He doesn't want to take Unziker's bishop. We have knight d8. Unziker's maybe trying to take with the knight and then rook queen and then activate them. And now rook a3. We have king f8 and rook 1 to a2. King to g8. And now this brilliant tactic of knight to g4. And just saying bishop takes h5. Well, if bishop takes h5, well now knight takes h5, and you can't go queen takes h5. If you go queen takes h5, well now there's knight takes f6 check, bishop takes, and now Karpov wins the queen. So very brilliant tactic by Karpov to improve his position. Knight g4 and king back to f8. And now Karpov improves his knight position, knight e3. King back to g8, and now bishop takes f7 check. Knight takes, and now queen to h5 by Karpov. And this is amazing. Black has nothing. The queen is completely controlled. This queen is beautiful on h5. It's x-raying this queen. And I mean, these rooks aren't doing anything. Unziker, since the position is locked, Unziker can't try and open up the position. Since queen is not even allowing him to push the h-pawn. This bishop can't go anywhere because he locked the position, so maybe that g5 wasn't the best idea. This knight can't go anywhere. Hey, look, how do I remaneuver the knight out of here? You can't. You can't remaneuver it. Because this pawn is controlling here as well and here. This knight can't go anywhere, so these three pieces can't do anything. This queen can't do anything. And these two rooks are completely useless, so Karpov is just... And Karpov can really take his time just improving his position, and he'll eventually win. We have knight back to d8, and now queen g6. The queen's even controlling more. Sorry, even more, right? He wants him to take the queen. You have king of 8 and already knight h5, and Unziker resigns. There's nothing he can do here. Look, if he takes his queen, well, Karpov plays f takes, and look, even if it's a double pawn, it's controlling so much space. It's just knight's coming in here, and this knight's gonna grab. I mean, he wouldn't even need to grab this bishop, but he could. It was terrible for Unziker. Even he could move this bishop or go to attack the pawn. Unziker can't defend all of this. It's completely losing. So Unziker resigns, and Karpov achieves this brilliancy. So thanks for watching. Well, here the correct terminology, the chess terminology is actually zugzwang. I think it's a German word meaning like that's completely there's nothing to do. Nope. Whatever move black really plays loses. Can't move this bishop. G7 is actually an idea. You can't really move the knight, because then this pawn is hanging and the rook's just getting. And if you move this knight, well, to be honest, it's just that you're not achieving anything. Karpov's just improving, and you get, like, look, there's already a double attack on this pawn. There's an attack on this pawn. The rooks are going to be coming in because he's using the A file. And maybe even bishop here check is an idea later if this pawn is weakened. Well, completely winning for Karpov. So I feel this is actually an interesting idea here. Well, if this knight moves, he could actually go for this. So it's just terrible for Unziker. So Unziker resigns. And Karpov achieves this masterpiece. This total zugzwang. So thanks for watching, guys. So until next time. This is classical chess games. And